the things trendy on Twitter is hashtag Tevez excuses. Well, joining me now live from Manchester is Peter Spencer, who's the sports editor of the Manchester Evening News. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, Peter Spencer. First of all, what are the facts of the case? Did Tevez refuse his manager's request to go on the field?
Well, it was clear that the manager wanted him to go on the pitch, and he didn't get his backside off the seat on the bench. And as for saying it's a complication or there's a mix-up, it's not rocket science to work out that your team's losing 2-0. You're the top scorer from last season. They clearly needed him to get on the pitch and score some goals and earn his $240,000 a week, the biggest wage in Britain for a footballer, and potentially therefore in the world. So I'm firmly on the side of Mancini and the club that he effectively was on strike. And as for this statement this morning, that seems to me an attempt to appease the fans who used to worship him, and now 9 out of 10 on our website are saying they want him to leave the club and back in Mancini.
I mean, do you have any idea why, you know, as you say, he's a professional footballer, he's paid a lot, he's asked to go on. Do you have any idea why he wouldn't want to go on?
Well, he'd be cheesed off that when Deco came off, a fellow striker, that he wasn't immediately called upon. He's probably angry that he didn't start the game. But these are all calls for the manager, so there's two factors. And then when he eventually was asked to come on the pitch, maybe he thought it was too much for him to overcome a 2-0 deficit, and a fact that the German team, Munich, were doing so well against City, who were expected to at least put in half a shift.
Does he have any future, do you think, at the club now?
No.
They should what? They should just sack him or sell him, or presumably he's very valuable, so they've got to sell him, haven't they?
Well, they'd sell him, and I think City are one of the few clubs in the whole world that are rich enough to be able to make him rot in the reserves, or sell him at a cut price deal when the transfer window opens in the new year.
But you are not expecting to see him back on the field in City colours?
I think it'd be a remarkable turnaround that clubs have to back the manager. Just think what the other players think if they think the manager gets overturned by the owners on something like this. This is player power gone crazy, but this time he hasn't got the support of the fans because, as I say, 9 out of 10 on our website are firmly backing Mancini.
I've lost count of the number of people from Manchester who say, well, you know, when you say which team do you support, they say, well, I'm from Manchester, so I support Manchester City. It's outsiders who support United. Now, I won't ask you about the truth of that, but I do wonder if the money which has now come into Manchester City is kind of spoiling the club to a certain extent and perhaps even straining fan loyalty.
I think the fans are extremely loyal at Manchester City, more so than many other clubs in the land. The vast majority do come from the Greater Manchester conurbation, as it happens to the Manchester United supporters. I think it's fantastic that City are at least challenging United's dominance at the top of the table, and it's frankly a great place to be sports editor.
Yeah, I can see that. Thank you very much indeed, Peter Spencer from the Manchester Evening News, for joining us.
No problem, madam.